6 teams, 4 games, 1 road to the finals. The regular season marks the first step of their treacherous journey. Every kick, lap, headshot, and goal will bring them one step closer to being the world champions. But first, they've got to compete with North America's finest. There will be winners, there will be losers, and there will be only one champion. This is Season 2 of the Championship Gaming Series.
Y'all ready for this?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second night of the 2008 North America regular season. I am DJ Wheat with the Championship Gaming Series online, and I'm excited because we've got 2 more fantastic matchups here tonight. Last night, we saw all 6 teams fight it out, and 3 teams came out winners, 3 losers, and now we're going to be setting some more records here tonight. Joining me here at the desk, I've got Swoozy. What's up, brother?
Oh, man, how's it going?
Watch it. There we go.
I'm just saying, you know, I'm glad to be here.
I think we've got, you know, a timeless rivalry here tonight. And
it's 3D versus New York.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard about this stuff before CGS even came along.
That's right. That's right. We're going to be going into that a whole lot this entire matchup. There's a lot of stories to be told here.
Nice.
I had a chance to talk to the FIFA players beforehand, and there's a little bit of, you know, rivalry going on there. Obviously, in Counter-Strike, etc. It's going to be fantastic. Also down as a sideline reporter for the CGS Online, we've got Cammy. Excited, Cammy?
Yeah, I'm very excited, and I think New York and LA are excited too because they're standing with me right now, so I can't wait for tonight.
All right, well, we're going to jump right into it, but first, many people want to know how exactly did these teams make it here? 2008 road.
I'm kind of anxious.
You know,
myself.
obviously players didn't just fall out of the sky, Swoozy, and land here in front of these computers.
How did
and
they
Xboxes.
get here? Please explain.
Well, let's just watch this. This is the road to the 2008 North American regular season. In the 2007 CGS season, 6 formidable North American teams battled through the regular season, playoffs, and ultimately crowned one winner from an amazing pool of talent. In a historical North American final, the Chicago Chimera defeated the Carolina Core by 1 point to become the first ever CGS North American champion. In the World Finals, these 2 teams met again, and the Chicago Chimera proved their North American win was not a fluke and became the #1 CGS team in the world. As the global season came to a close, the next challenge for CGS players had just begun. The players escaped to their training grounds to prepare themselves for the 2008 North American Draft at South by Southwest in March of 2008. After a tough combine which let existing and new players demonstrate their skills to the 6 North American general managers, a live draft was held to build the 6 North American teams for the 2008 season. Some players were franchised, some players were protected, and the rest were at the mercy of the general manager's picks to ensure them a spot in the 2008 North American season. The end result was 6 new North American teams with new faces and old faces. And now these teams will be put to the test. Who will triumph? Who will crumble? And who will be left as the last team standing in the 2008 North American season? It's been a long road, Swoozy, and all these players very happy to be here. Went through the combine, went through the draft, and now we're here in the regular season. It's the second night, and last night was a fantastic kickoff. And we mentioned already that we've got Los Angeles versus New York here tonight, and we should go right into the introduction of these teams. So let's do it. First and foremost.
Well, I mean, hold on now. I mean, you got all these guys. How do you get to the scoring? I mean, that's
good call, Swoozy.
There's 1 or 2 people
you've forgotten already from last night
who haven't seen this broadcast. I mean, the cool kids for the most part have seen us on the internet.
All right,
but
fair enough.
The uncool kids, I mean, now becoming
all right,
cool.
All right, I
How
get your point,
score?
Swoozy. Let's watch this first. How the franchise scoring works here in the Championship Gaming Series. Here's how the CGS scoring system works. Every point in every game is added to the team's overall score, making each point in every game incredibly important. In FIFA 08, each goal is 1 point for a player's team. Any shootout goal also counts as 1 point each. In Forza Motorsports 2, first place wins 4 points for the team, second place wins 2 points, and third place wins 1. In Dead or Alive 4, win a round, get a point. First player to win 5 rounds wins the match, but the loser still earns a point for each round he or she wins. And in Counter-Strike Source, the winner of each round gets 1 point. The first team to win 10 rounds wins the match, but there are important points at stake as the remaining rounds are played out. The key is that every point in every game contributes to the team's match total.
All right, now let's introduce the team, Swoozy. We got to take care of business.
Now we can do it.
Let's introduce our first team tonight to kick us off. It is Los Angeles Complexity, and you know them, you love them, and again, do they have the home court advantage? Last night, well, they didn't, as they did suffer defeat, but they're looking to bring it back in their favor here tonight. First round draft pick, DOA male, perfect legend, #1 CS Source team. They definitely proved that last night. Of course, Cregan also looking for a big win over Wizzacor tonight after his loss. But I expect Los Angeles Complexity to really try to put as many points as they can on the board tonight. And having gotten a little taste from last night, I'm pretty sure that Jason Lake took them home. And you know, there was a little pep talk.
Bunch of kids there, man.
Absolutely. Used to be on that team. Our next team that's going to be facing off against Los Angeles Complexity is 3D New York.
Here comes trouble.
Only team to franchise FIFA player Wizzacor is going to be going up against Cregan BG, strongest Forza 2 team in the preseason. They had just a fantastic race last night, led by general manager Dave Gaffon. And 3D New York also, you know, coming after a win that I think was sort of, you know, wiping the sweat off of their foreheads. It was not exactly a blowout by any means. In fact, in overtime, 1 point, Forza team took it down for 3D New York. We're going to see if they're going to be
3D in LA. I mean, this is like the epic battle. I know a lot of times in season 1, Jason was like, okay, it's great to win and lose, but this is 3D. We have history.
There's history.
We got to take these guys down.
That's absolutely right. And you know what? In the last matchup with Los Angeles Complexity, it was the racing team that came out on top and really brought it home. A brand new, excuse me, that was for New York.
Correct.
The racing team, DarkStorm and ComeBackDan. And we're going right into Forza, so we're going to see how these guys are going to put points on the board right away.
Can we repeat it?
Let's go ahead and introduce our Forza 2 teams tonight. We've got for Los Angeles Complexity, Chavisan and GTO, 1 of 2 teams who are brought back from last season's racers. Again, always been very consistent. Definitely looking to put up some more points on that board here tonight. And they are going up against sort of the superstar Forza team as it starts. Yeah, and that is going to be 3D New York's DarkStorm and ComeBackDan. Again, most impressive racers during the training camp. And Swoozy, the most impressive racers last night. Not only getting what the points they needed in the regulation play, but then in overtime
pulling it through. I mean, that's what sometimes 1 point. You've seen it.
1 point, and it was 1 lap. It was quite amazing.
Definitely.
So, let's just find out real quickly how Forza 2 scoring works here in the Championship Gaming Series, and then we'll be underway.
Forza Motorsports 2 is a high-octane racing game where drivers jockey for position at blistering speeds through a variety of courses from around the globe. In the CGS, every match is a 4-car race between 2 drivers from each team. Players must rely heavily on their driving skills while avoiding or performing potential collisions with the other racers. Team strategy is key. The drivers win 4 points for first place, 2 points for second, and 1 point for third.
All right, well, the gamers are ready to go, but really quick, let's talk about the track they're going to be racing on. It's Maple Valley Short, and it's short, has short in the name for a reason, Swoozy. This one is particularly short, but it's got some pretty nice turns that are gonna really, I think, give us some interesting gameplay here on Forza. If I'm not mistaken, too, this one is also one of the few tracks that is 4 laps, and I hope that I'm right about that. I could be wrong, but it's literally like a mile long, so they race 4 laps, and I'm sure I'll be hit on the back of the head.
To Chavi before the match, and he sounds pretty confident about this particular track.
Yeah? All right. Well, Maple Valley Short is it. The games are ready. Let's jump right into it. Forza 2 to kick us off for Los Angeles versus New York. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, that seemed like a late one.
Seemed like a little late one, but they're already in this, and we're going to start off with Comeback Dan in the view. And wow, great job there by LA, basically keeping this 3D racer at bay. And now it looks like LA may have the 1 and 2 pole position here. New York Comeback Dan just going to hang back in third, but you can see how close, these racers are. And I was right, Swoozy. It's 4 laps. So Comeback Dan does make an attempt there, and that's going to let LA player go right past him. Comeback Dan now coming around that corner. Still in third place, and he was kind of run off the road just a little bit. But I do believe that it's either GTO or Chavisan has taken a very hefty first place lead here.
On there.
And, actually is wrong. Is DarkStorm in first place. So it must be New York, LA right now, as DarkStorm in his second lap already, making his way around. Again, this is a very short 1.14 mile track. So there's 4 laps. And there's definitely not a lot of room for error. And not a whole lot of room to, come up and make that lost time up. You see GTO there in last place, but this is a very, very close second, third, and fourth place. I believe that it's GTO in fourth, Chavisan in third, so Comeback Dan in second. Anything could happen right here as it looks like GTO is going to go over the lap for the third lap now. And he's still in fourth position. But gosh, I'm surprised at how close these racers are actually at. And I would suspect, there's that big giant loop right around the midway or the mid portion of the track. That is probably where we're going to see a collision if there is going to be one. GTO getting into position here. I think I saw someone go off the track there. Comeback Dan, I think it was Chavisan who tried to make an attempt at Comeback Dan. Comeback Dan must have stopped it, but Chavisan is still very close on his tail. And this could be it right here.
Final lap.
I think that is going to be.
Well, I know Chavi was saying also that he has 2 spots that he's looking for on this particular map, the first turn and the last turn. So any opportunities he's going to get to take somebody out is going to be on one of those 2 spots.
And there was some sort of collisions in that first turn, but it is going to be that last turn, as you mentioned. Oh,
yep.
That was I believe that was Comeback Dan. It had to have been. GTO is going to get hit from the back of Comeback Dan, but I do believe that Chavisan was able to get in there and take second.
Right. Let's see what we got here. We got GTO in third here, so.
Yep, I think that was Comeback Dan in fourth. We're going to have to get the official word here in just a second.
Nice.
But if I'm right, I think it's GTO in third, Comeback Dan in last, in first place, I believe DarkStorm, and then Chavisan. Maybe third. I'm not 100% sure about that.
You're very rarely wrong, Weed, so
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you were 100% right on that one. That was a good race, though, fellas. Definitely a good race.
All right, so it looks like we were right. DarkStorm in first place, going to get 4 points to New York. Nice. Chavisan's going to take 2 with second place for LA. GTO will take 1 for third place for LA. And Comeback Dan made an attempt there at the very end, but couldn't come in. Took fourth place. Of course, that's 0 points.
Yeah.
And we're going to be taking a look at the big scoreboard in just a moment. But that means we're going to have a close game right after the first one, Forza 2.
Still anybody's game. And same thing. I mean, if Complexity comes back with their CS team and does another powerhouse, to have is
right. Anything
still could happen.
Anything could happen. But New York does manage to come out. You take first, you get 4 points. You pretty much already win at that point. Yeah. We've got Cammy in back with our 2 racers from 3D New York, DarkStorm and Comeback Dan. Cammy.
Hey, thanks, Sweet. I'm standing here with Comeback Dan and DarkStorm, who just won. My question for you guys tonight is, how does it feel to take the first win, especially after your epic victory last night?
Feels great to take the first win. Basically, this race was all of DarkStorm's. All the credit can be given to him. I unfortunately had a mistake on the last lap, which cost us a couple points.
All right, DarkStorm, how did you feel?
I was doing pretty good. I knew if I got in front, I'd have the speed I can pull away. Just from practice today, just doing free run with Dan, I knew I could run better times. Maybe I can be umpire general.
Okay, sounds good. Back to you at the desk, Wheat.
Thank you very much, Cammy. And Comeback Dan, also a humble racer.
Yeah.
Basically gave all credit to that race to DarkStorm. And it was hard not to. DarkStorm took the first place position and just kept on rolling. So let's look at the big scoreboard now. After the first round, Comeback Dan and DarkStorm coming in first and fourth, but that still gives them 4 points on the scoreboard. Complexity, Chavisan, and GTO taking second and third. That will give them 3 points, and that will make it 3-4 overall as as we head into our second game of the evening.
What game is that?
Dead or Alive Female. I heard you knew something about this game.
Oh my goodness, I love that game.
Dead or Alive Female is coming up next, and we are going to have Los Angeles versus New York once again. That means it's going to be Belle versus Cools Villa, and why don't we meet these two players?
I would like to meet these ladies.
First up for Los Angeles, we have got Belle, one of the most improved females in the division. And Belle is definitely going to be trying to get one more round that she did yesterday versus Vanessa, and who knows, even a win. Going to be playing as Kokoro. Has she improved? Number 6 in 2007. Did take a round from Vanessa last night.
Yes, she did.
And if we were in 2007, it's possible that would have been a 5-0 victory.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got to give some credit for Belle at least coming back and posting some points on the board.
She seems a lot more comfortable with Kokoro now. So, I mean, Hayabusa and Helena, she did seem like there was like a learning curve, but now that she's with Kokoro, she seems like she's like, you know, right there.
Found some comfort a little
big
bit.
old pillow. She's just laying in it.
And now for 3D New York, Cools Villa playing as Christy. Again, I love Cools Villa because she's very at point all the time. She's just always, you know, she's always got a clear
all the
head.
DOA females, I would personally say, aside from Vanessa, she's the one that adapts the most in the middle of the game.
That's right. That's
in the middle of the game.
Sort of just drowns out everything else and
she can focus on that monitor and nothing else beyond it exists.
Absolutely.
So definitely.
Well, in case you don't know how the scoring works for Dead or Alive here in the Championship Gaming Series, here's a little roll for you.
Dead or Alive 4 is an intense one-on-one mixed martial arts showdown in which competitors try to knock out their opponents using kicks, punches, special moves, and counterattacks. Fighters also need to avoid the built-in dangers of arenas where they battle, including passing cars, angry cheetahs, and exploding floors. If neither fighter has been knocked out by the end of the 1-minute round, the fighter with the most health left wins. The first warrior to win 5 rounds wins the match, but every winning round counts as 1 point towards the team's match total.